What's up, guys? This is Ian with Jones Bros Handyman. Just want to take a minute to show you the truck. Boom. Ford Ranger 03. Not great. But one of the things I want to talk about today is the philosophy that we've adopted, on financing the business. And I think one of the things we're really committed to, one of the things we're really committed to is staying out of debt. And that's required us to make different decisions than some other businesses. A lot of contractors will go into debt to buy the truck, to buy the tools that they need to start the business. And that's never sat right with me. I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time and never needed to take on any debt to do it. And I think that's actually a better business model, is starting small and doing things in increments. Scalable business model where as the business grows, so does your investment, so does your income, so does net profits. And it's harder to do it that way because it takes more time, it takes more thought, it takes a lot of self-control to say, yeah, I'm not going to go out and buy the best tools right away, or the truck that I really need and want right away. And so it requires you to make some adaptations, which is exactly what I've done. This truck is really max capacity for the stuff I do. I recently built this box for it, which initially was just to be a junk removal box, because we also do junk removal. But it has turned into more than that. And so we've got the ladder racks up there, which is working out pretty well. And I built this a while back. Some pull-out drawers, which are about 4 feet long plus. And there's a ton of storage space in there. Got my screws and all kinds of stuff on this side, and then mostly tools and such on this side. And one cool little feature here is that it's got a tabletop so I can work on it. And then you flip it up and the tools are inside. It's been working out pretty well. But again, it's max capacity. I need more space and I don't have it, which is definitely a daily frustration. And it requires me every morning and afternoon to kind of jockey the tools that I need for the work that I'm doing that day. And handyman work is extremely varied, and so I need to be prepared for a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different kinds of work, so the truck is really limited in that way. It's a cab and a half, so I do have some space for tools in the back here as well, but not a whole lot of space. I got a bumblebee going after my woodworking here, which is awesome. Basically I'm at a place where I am scaling the business, and it is small. So my capacity can be smaller, my truck can be smaller, but it definitely limits. The ceiling is lower for the type of work you can do, the amount of work you can do when you've got smaller capital reaches. So I'm definitely hitting that ceiling now, and it also requires you. It makes you hit a price ceiling too, because people want a handyman, they're not going to pay, you know, $50, $60, $75 an hour for a handyman who doesn't have everything he needs right then and there. I know a lot of guys travel with a lot of inventory because they have the bigger trucks. So handymen who do that typically will have, you know, all the different, you know, fixtures they need, light fixtures, different light switches, electrical stuff, plumbing stuff. They'll have it all on their truck, or most of it on their truck, because they can fit it, and I just can't do that. So I travel with very little inventory, and I feel it. I feel it for sure. But it's a choice I'm making, staying out of debt, and I think it's a better choice than going into a ton of debt. We're really pursuing this business. And when I say we, that's my wife and I in particular. We're really pursuing this business to get out of debt. I have a teaching degree, but have yet to get a teaching position so far, and one that'll pay well. So that's something that we're choosing to go into this business in order to get out of debt, to maximize my income. And we're not trying to get back in. So that's a choice we're making. And again, I think a scalable business model, starting small and getting bigger, regardless of what you're doing, is a really good approach and a really realistic approach. People who just go out and buy a ton of space, you know, a shop, a building, big trucks, are going to run into problems because they're not moving through the scales of business. They're just quickly jumping to, you know, that next level that they see other people at, but they don't realize that a lot of those people are either swimming in a ton of debt, or they've worked themselves up to that point where they can have the trucks that they have, or the building that they have, or the tools that they have, because they've worked their way up. So I'm working my way up, and I'm intentional in doing that. So that's what this video is all about, is the scalability. And I have to take a little bit of heat for that, you know, because though a lot of contractors have said how cool these boxes are, people don't like plywood. They don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks, but it's where I'm at right now. And I'd rather have, you know, steel pull-out boxes if I had a pickup truck, or I'd love a van to do this in, so that I don't need boxes, but that's where I'm at right now. So anyway, just some thoughts, some perspective here, some philosophy, and I'll catch you next time. Again, this is Ian with Jones Bros Handyman. Talk to you soon.